Hey guys, KiwiSylveon, and this is it. Final guy. Final bay to do. Now we've done Rod, Karma, Rumpel, and Fritz. There's only one bay left. There's one bay left. And it's gonna be fun. And hopefully I can act better. We're gonna go. Where's my mouse? Whoa, my mouse is here. There it is. We're gonna go with Waltz. He was just here earlier. Maybe he went back inside. Maybe my mic would stop disconnecting to my computer. That'd be nice. I stop and stare at the small orbs of light floating around the room. What is going on? No, this isn't it. I watch in awe as Waltz snaps his fingers and all the orbs disappear with a pop. Oh, Princess! What are you doing? Practicing my next magic trick. I still haven't perfected it. How come you were able to use magic? Are you a witch? A fairy? A good magician never reveals his secrets. Right. Did you need anything? I take a deep breath. Can you teach me about goodness? Huh? Why do you look so surprised? Well, it's just that I didn't think you'd come to me for help. If you don't want to... No, that's not it at all. I'm happy you asked me. What would you like to know about goodness? How do you do a good deed? That is a very broad question. I don't think I can give you a specific example. Then how do I do good? The easiest way to do good is to make someone happy. Have you met me? I don't do happy. So, a good deed would involve making someone happy. How do I do that? Yay! Hi, Mr. Broom! Bye, Mr. Broom! Boopity. Waltz again! I find Waltz sitting in the corner of the tavern reading a book. You didn't strike me as the kind of person that would read books. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Though to be honest, I wouldn't be reading this if my mic would stop disconnecting. If I wasn't preparing for one of my shows. I don't know why Waltz just looks like a southerner. Shows? I don't just do magic shows. I perform puppet shows as well. I have to be familiar with several bedtime stories for those. You should come with me sometime. The children are always so happy at shows. You might get one of your good deeds helping out. I have never been around children for an extended amount of time. You gotta be patient too. Children can be difficult to handle. You speak as if you aren't a child yourself. That's because I'm not a child. Waltz hates it when he's treated like a child. Especially when Karma teases him about it. Besides, patience isn't just for children. It's necessary in a lot of situations. I guess you might need to work on that. Excuse me? Walt shrugs it with an awkward smile returns to his book. Yay. Skip. Dun dun dun. Now we have to go with Walt. Fritz! I'm sorry, you other four, but it's Waltz's time to shine. Chapter 3. Peter Pan! I might actually just go through chapter 3. Or not. Yeah, I'll just go through chapter 3 with this. That way my mic can stop disconnecting! I need to get a new computer before I do anything else. Yay! Money! I decided that I can't waste any more time. The next day I search for Waltz as soon as the broom stops dragging me around. I swear he was just here a while ago. Anise, have you seen Waltz? Oh, I just saw him walk back inside. I found him talking with Parfait and Delora in the reception area. All of them are speaking in solemn whispers. As soon as Parfait and Delora notice me, they break off their conversation with Waltz. Both the witch and the fairy step away from Waltz. Excuse us, princess. I watch curiously as Delora and Parfait leave the room without another word to me. What were they talking about? Waltz turns in my direction and smiles. Morning, princess. I turn to Waltz and watch as he begins to put some puppets on the table into a box. Are these toys yours? These? They're for a show I'm doing later. I won't be playing with these things at my age. You look 12. I don't see how that's too old to be playing with dolls. I told you before, didn't I? I have the Neverland curse. He never explained what his curse was. I'm actually older than you are. I find that hard to believe. You don't know the story of Peter Pan, do you? No. It's not my fault that Mother had all the fairy tales removed from the palace. When I don't answer, Waltz only sighs and gives me a small smile. I assume that's a yes. Peter Pan is a boy who lives in Neverland. It's a place where no one ever grows up. I'm stuck in a child's body as a result of my curse. I won't revert to my real form until my curse is broken. Then how old are you, really? I'm 22 this year. What? I can only stare at shock at Waltz's childish appearance. It's hard to believe that he's actually older than I am. I never liked being treated as a child. That's never changed. Even when I was a child, I didn't like it. But let me assure you that it's much more annoying being treated like a child by someone who's younger than you. Walt straightens with the box in his arms. Now, if my princess will excuse me. He turns to leave. Where are you going? I have a show to do today. Waltz does so many puppet and magic shows. How will he help me break my curse if he's never around? I'll go with you. What? I might accomplish a good deed if I come to one of your shows. That's true, but... Waltz sighs. I'm not sure that's a good idea. There are bad witches out there. Oh, there's an evil witch right here in the Marken, but no one's protecting me from her. Are you talking about Delora? Who else would I be referring to? Walt stares at me for a long moment, eyes thoughtful. He sets the box down on the table again. Don't go anywhere. I'll ask Lady Parfait first. He leaves the room and leans over the box on the table to see a pile of carefully detailed puppets. Everything looks handmade. I used to sew my own puppets before Mother found out and forbade me from making them. She told me that sewing was not something a crown princess should do. Interested? My mic needs to stop disconnecting. Waltz's footsteps are so soft that I do not even notice that he has returned to the room until I see him standing before me. I step away from the box. How does he move so quietly? Permission granted. Come on, the show starts in an hour. I watch as Walt sets up in a small booth on the street where I'd first seen him with the Emelange. Back then, I never thought I would see him again. It's nice to see you actively trying to break your curse. I shrug. I'm not convinced this will work, but Parfait said that if I partnered up with someone, I might be able to break my curse faster. So you chose to partner with me? Its tone of voice startles me. He sounds both happy and sad. Was he lying when he said he wanted to help me? That everyone in the market was willing to help me? Would you rather I pick someone else? No! What? I jump at his sudden reaction. Walt awkwardly clears his voice. No, I'll do everything. No. I'll do everything I can to help you. Walt heads for the back of the booth. I began to follow him, but am forced to stop when he holds out his hand. You haven't had enough training to be my personal assistant yet, Princess. What? I stared at him, puzzled. I never said I wanted to be your personal assistant. And training? Why would one need training to assist with a children's show? You might need to be able to snag a good deed if you agreed to become my assistant, you know. There's a teasing twinkle in Waltz's eye as he waves me off. But until you're ready, you can stay with the children and just watch the show. I think you'll enjoy this show. I recommend getting a place up front. You'll be able to see all the action that way. When I don't move, Walt sighs and smiles at me. I promise the children won't bite you unless you bite them first. Fine. That's my star. Star? It disappears around the back, leaving me alone. In no time at all, people began to gather. Soon there's an impressive audience around Waltz's small booth. I look at the group of children that are clustered as close as possible to the front. They were all clearly excited for the show to start. I used to do puppet shows with my dolls too. I felt less alone when I pretended my dolls could talk. And I'm still alone. Nothing has changed. I sigh as I sidestep to allow someone else to stand beside me. I'm surprised to see that the person is an adult. I look out at the gathering crowd of people and find that there is an equal ratio of children and adults. Why would adults be at something as childish as a puppet show? Hello, everyone! An excited silence falls over the area as Waltz's voice rises above the crowd. I, Waltz, am here once again to share another story with you. I hope you enjoyed the show. Once upon a time, there was a village whose people were always happy. But one day, an evil witch found the village. The evil witch carried darkness deep in her heart. She was jealous of the townsfolk, who were filled with so much light and happiness. If I cannot be happy, the evil witch said, then no one can be happy. How overly dramatic. I almost jump when I feel a tug on my dress. I look down to see a little boy pulling at the hem of my skirt though his eyes remain focused on the puppets. I don't like her. That witch. She's bad. His grip on my skirt tightens. He's wrinkling my dress. Remove his hand. Duh. I reached out to pry the boy's hand off my skirt, but the boy moves faster than me. The moment I pull his hand away, he quickly refastens his grip, this time around my hand. Hey! The boy doesn't move his hand. In fact, his hold only tightens, so much so that I find it impossible to pull my hand away. There's no way I can make him let go without causing a scene. I'm now going to be stuck holding the hand of a little boy I don't know until the end of the show. How did this happen? Darkness spread over the village. The people began to suffer. They forgot what happiness felt like. One villager decided to leave and find a good witch that would help save everyone from the evil witch. This villager knew that it would be very dangerous, for if he were discovered, the evil witch would certainly kill him and his family. But the man knew he had to try, even if he wanted to see the other village. He had to try if he ever wanted to see the other villager smile again. Many days later, the man finally returned with a good witch whose heart was filled with light as the evil witch's was filled with darkness. The good witch, unable to bear the sight of the villagers suffering, decided to help them. She cast a powerful spell that would send the evil witch away and save the village at the cost of her own life. Once the spell was cast, the darkness disappeared from the village. To this day, the people of the village are said to carry the good witch's light within them, and everyone lived happily ever after. But aren't all witches evil? That's simply not true. I've met a good witch, one with a heart more light and loving than any fairies. More of the children began to ask questions. I sigh, unable to do anything except wait while Waltz is bombarded with questions. Thank you. Huh? The boy that took my hand gives it one last squeeze before running off to join his friends. What did you thank me for? Once the audience finally leaves, Waltz comes out from behind the booth and smiles up at me. The show was a success. Princess. There was a boy. He even thanked me even though I did nothing for him. The little boy who was with you? But you did do something. You held his hand. I didn't want to. I realized that when I saw the annoyed look on your face. It would have been good of you to do it. It would have been good of you to do it if you meant to calm him down. What? That boy was really frightened by the evil witch in the show. He thanked you because you held his hand and stayed with him when he was scared. Sometimes just having someone beside you when you're afraid is enough. Having someone beside you? I think back on all the times I felt scared. Mother always told me to hide my fear and to never cry because it made me appear weak. I could never ask for her help, and the king was never there for me. Every time I was afraid, I was always alone. I shake off the memories and realize that Waltz is asking me a question. What did you think of the show? It was short and simple. That's it. I created that entire show, you know. Story, characters, everything. It could have been better. Lucette, you bitch. You wound me. I have nothing more to say, and Waltz seems disheartened by my silence. You always complimented my stories, even when they were silly. Waltz telling me stories? I don't recall such a thing. Makes it sound as if we've known each other for a long time. Before I can ask him for clarification, he changes the topic. Do you mind accompanying me to the toy shop before we head back? Do I have a choice? Waltz's lips quirk with a smile as he picks up his materials. You might have fun, Princess. Come on. This is the shop I went to before I was cursed. Feel free to look around, Princess. I won't be too long. I nodded at him before walking over to the doll display. The dolls here are actually beautiful. But with the gold I have left, I wouldn't be able to afford even one. I miss my dolls. Papa, I want that one! The sound of a little girl's voice draws my attention. I look around the store before spotting a little girl pointing at a big teddy bear. She looks expectantly at the man beside her. That must be her father. The man shakes his head, his eyes filled with regret. We can't afford that one, dear. Could you choose something else? The girl looks as if she's on the verge of bawling. I back away, fearing that the child might throw a tantrum. Instead, she rubs her eyes before looking up at her father with a slow smile. I understand. The man smiles and pats her head. Thank you for understanding, sweetheart. You're being so grown up. I only need you and Mama to be happy. I I love you, Papa. I love you too. The king has never once told me he loved me. He must be better off without me. Do I even belong in the palace anymore? Papa, look! The king! The moment I hear her say his title, I quickly rush from the toy shop. Hail the king! Long live the king! Hail King Gennaro! He's the first one I see, mounted on his favorite white stallion as he waves at everyone. I spot Ophelia, Rod, and Emmeline with him, mimicking his motions. The king used to invite me to join him before, but I always declined. He always went out alone. Once a month, the king sets out to check on the conditions of the kingdom in person. It's his way of bonding with the townspeople. The Order of Caldera trails behind the royal family with Sir Alcaster at the head, but there's one particular person that is missing. It's strange that Fritz isn't here. The parade is an impressive sight. The crowds lining the streets become denser with each passing second. I weave around the mess of people in an attempt to get closer to the king. Thank you, everyone! He's smiling. A true smile. I have never seen him smile like that at me. A heaviness begins to weigh down my heart. Suddenly it becomes harder to breathe. Please look this way. Please look at me. The king is looking happier these days, isn't he? I don't think I've seen him so joyful. It must be his family. Happier? All I want is for the king to look at me, to see me. But he doesn't so much as glance my way once. I stare at the ground with bleary eyes. He is happy without me. I return to the toy shop with a heavy heart. The little girl from earlier is standing with her father by the door. He ruffles her hair before holding his hand out to her with a smile. She takes it with a giggle and the two walk off together. A hot ache sings through my blood as I watch them leave. Is this jealousy? I reach up and clutch at my chest. My heartbeats feel painful. This is a terrible feeling. Princess? Penelope. I stare at Waltz, temporarily stunned by the fact that he called me by my name and not my title. Are you okay? Despite myself, I find my eyes drawn back to the little girl and her father as they stand just outside the door to the toy shop. Princess? I'm fine. You don't look fine to me at all. At all. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the little girl and her father as they disappear into the crowd outside the toy shop. I am. You still act tough, even though you're hurting inside. I'm not. Here. What's this for? In case you suddenly feel like crying. I am not going to cry. I'm not that weak. Waltz frowns when I don't take the handkerchief from him. puts it back in his pocket with a shake of his head. Crying doesn't make you weak, Princess. Waltz's gaze moves to the set of teddy bears displayed on one of the shelves. He's quiet for a few moments before he speaks. He is affected by the curse. What? The king. He can't remember you because of the curse. That doesn't mean he never cared about you. That's the reason you looked so down, right? I was looking outside. I saw the way you looked at him. Doesn't he know that it's rude to stare? Oh, and how did I look? Hurt? I turn away before Waltz can see the frustration on my face. He loves you, you know. More than you'll ever know. How'd you know that? You don't know him at all. Everyone has their own ways of expressing their love. I'm sure he has his own ways. By not being there when I needed him, he's never acted like a father to me. Princess, don't pretend to know what my life at the palace was like, Waltz. This conversation is over. Let's return to the Marken.
Look what I drew!
Penelope, you know you're not meant to be in here.
But I drew this picture of us. See? That's Mother and me. And you're holding Mother's hand.
Go play somewhere else, Penelope. I'm busy.
But you're always busy, Father.
I just want to... Go to your mother. I'm sure she's looking for you.
Okay.
I'm vaguely aware of moonlight in my room when I sat in my bed, heart beating painfully fast. What was I dreaming about? I feel like I was dreaming about the king. But why now? A few days have passed since I saw him. I fall back onto the bed. I close my eyes and once again attempt to sleep, but it hovers stubbornly out of my reach. What was that? Who could be making that noise at this time of night? I step out of my bed and head outside to investigate. There's no one here. That sound. It's coming from the tavern. Check. I slowly turn the knob and open the door. Hello? Mr. Broom, I might need you to beat somebody's head. Oh! The broom begins to hop towards me. I began to back away. It's the middle of the night. There's no way I'm going to sweep now. But the broom just hops back to cower behind me. That's some broom you got there. Waltz, what are you doing here? I couldn't sleep, so I decided to continue working on some of my puppets. But I accidentally stepped on the broom and it went berserk. I turned around and grabbed Mr. Broom, leaning against its designated spot on the wall. But why are you here? I heard a sound. As curious as always, that's gonna get you in trouble, you know. I don't need to be lectured by you. I apologize for waking you up. You should go back to sleep. I wouldn't be here if I could sleep. I might as well stay for a while. If that's what you want. Waltz turns back to his puppets on the table. Leans down over the puppets, checking their seams. Since you're here, I think you can help me. Help you? Oh, so cute! What do you think of my newest puppet? I look at Waltz with surprise. His eyes are so wide and his lower lip is jutting out, almost like he's a puppy begging for a treat. Is he expecting a compliment on the puppet? Well, I look closely at the puppet's eyes. He looks evil? Really? I'm glad to hear that. It's going to be the villain in my next show. Thank you for your help, Princess. I'm glad my mentor approves. Mentor? Waltz doesn't answer. That's it? Indeed. I only offered an opinion, but he looks so happy. What a weird person. Waltz resumes his sewing and to be able to sew such a complicated animal. Hopefully it hasn't dropped anything yet. He has probably been doing this for a long time to be so skilled. Possibly even longer than I expect, considering the nature of his curse. You look like you've got something on your mind, Princess. Well, you have never actually told me how to break your curse. I guess I haven't. Waltz clears his throat as he goes back to his sewing. I need to find Tinkerbell in Neverland. Alright, you don't know the story. Mother burned all the fairy tale books in the palace before I could read most of them. And nobody would tell me any of the stories. Mother always forbid me from talking about them. Peter Pan is the story of a boy who never grows up. He's accompanied by a fairy named Tinkerbell, and the two of them live together in Neverland. In my case, Tinkerbell is a key that can open Neverland. Neverland is a box, a family heirloom. My shadow is being kept in Neverland. That shadow is my magic. Once I get it back, my curse will break. Magic? I'm a witch, Princess. Huh? He says it so nonchalantly, like stating what his job is. He and Delora are the same? I have seen Waltz conjure flowers from thin air before, but I never associated that with the type of magic that witches do. You're a witch? A cursed witch? How is that possible? Only Tannenbaum has the ability to curse another witch. It's why I can only do simple magic nowadays. If I ever want to cast proper spells again, I'm going to need to find Tinkerbell and Neverland. You don't know where Tinkerbell and Neverland are? No, I don't. Does that mean you're stuck in this form forever? How about a story? I feel annoyance begin to simmer inside me. Why do you do that? You change the subject to purposely avoid answering me. No, it's not that. No, that's not it, Princess. I'm trying to explain, and I think a story is the best way for me to do it. I'm silent as Waltz reaches into his box of puppets. He pulls out two of them, then motions for me to sit in front of him. He holds out a puppet to me, and I can tell he intends for me to wear it on my hand. My feelings on the subject must show on my face, but Waltz is resolute. Please. I don't know what this will achieve. But maybe this way I'll finally get some answers. Fine. Oh, they're so cute. Oh boy. Story time. Waltz takes a deep breath. Once upon a time, there lived a princess who was always alone. She spent most of her time inside her room as her mother, the queen, forbade her from going out. The princess's only company were her dolls. But the princess so badly wanted friends that she would always sneak out of the palace to play with the children who lived in town. Says that we buried my childhood. How do you... Waltz continues speaking as if he doesn't hear me. One day the princess met a boy. The boy was a few years older than her, and he was the queen's faithful servant. The boy could see how lonely the princess was, and his heart ached for her. They became friends. Every day he would sneak into her room and play with her. They spent 2 years like that, until the queen found out. The boy was sent away, and he never saw the princess again. Until a short while ago. I stumble back and the puppet slides off my hand as I stare at Waltz, my mind whirling. We've known each other for a long time, Princess. This can't be true. Waltz looks at me again, his expression full of melancholy. I always see that look. He wears it whenever he's happy. He seems to carry that sadness with him. He wears it even when he is happy. He seems to carry that sadness with him wherever he goes. We were friends. I never had any friends. I would have remembered. That's what you remember. That's what you remember. Your memories have holes in them. Gaps that you can't explain. How do you know that? Because I was there when the queen ordered that some of your memories be erased. Mother? Why? I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this. I didn't expect you to believe me. Why is he looking at me like that? He looks like he's in pain. But he can't be telling the truth. I stand up straight, my hands clenched into fists. I'm going back to my room. I almost run from the tavern area. Waltz doesn't try to follow me. Waltz's words loop persistently in my mind. We were friends. I sit on one of the chairs in the reception area, trying to put my thoughts in order. There's no way that he was my friend. Okay. What is this? What a delight to run into the princess at this hour. Though I must ask, why are you still awake, darling? I jump at the sound of Karma's voice. I turn to look at him. Karma frowns at the expression on my face. You look like you've seen a ghost. I can only stare at him in response. Oh my. Is my beauty so captivating you find yourself at loss for words? No, I was just thinking. About how beautiful I am. His ego knows no bounds. I roll my eyes and change the subject. What are you doing up this late? And I'm strong. I find myself filled with ennui. Right. I will go and retire for the night now. Have a good sleep. It'll be another long day tomorrow. You don't have to remind me. You still have a ways to go before you can get used to the commoner's lifestyle. I certainly struggled with it. Karma barely works. I only ever seem slack off. But wait. Are you a noble karma? Perhaps. 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 This is going nowhere. This tavern's full of secretive people. I wonder if this lifestyle has anything to do with his curse. Well, I'm not planning to get used to the I'll break my curse as soon as possible. Seems like we both have a long way to go before that happens, Princess.
We don't want to play with you anymore. But why? We're friends, are we not?
Friends? Who said that?
You did.
We were friends until you stopped sharing your toys.
But that was because you still haven't...
What?
You haven't returned the toys I gave you.
Return them? You gave them to us.
No, I did not.
Let's go play with our real friends. Yeah, our real friends aren't selfish. I warned you, dearest one. Didn't I tell you? People will only hurt you in the end. That's why I forbade you from playing with those children. I only ever want what's best for you.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Mother. I'm so sorry.
Hush now, dearest one. Mother won't let anyone hurt you anymore. Woo! Chapter 4. I'm going to end it on this, and woo! It's going to be fun, but I am actually getting sleepy for once. Usually I can do bulk recordings of the entire, I did Karma's all in one go, I did Rumple's all in one go, I did Fritz's all in one go. Rod's, I actually took breaks, so. I am going to end it here and to show that I'm actually saving. Wow. I didn't save as much as I thought I would. Here, I'll prove it to you that I had breaks between them. Because there's these guys. And this is where I saved with Rod. And then I saved a lot for Karma. Rumple I only saved once. Fritz I've only saved once. And now Waltz I've only saved once. So, yeah. Remember to leave, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!